We were all bamboozled, tricked, fooled, full of tomfoolery. And let me tell you, it only made this person, this whole storyline, probably 100 times better. I'm saying 2-3 days ago, something like that. Maybe it was the end of our last week. Who knows? We're talking about Deshaun Elliott telling Aaron Rodgers to leave his old ass in the retirement home. And how, I mean, me and you sat here and had an actual debate about whether or not it's the same as like George Pickens going off on Instagram or something. And I was like, dude, he called out Aaron Rodgers. Like he called out Aaron Rodgers, which is huge. And it caught ESPN. Stephen A. Smith goes off on the situation. We address it. Everybody else is talking about it. Once again, bamboozled. This morning, this picture emerges on Instagram of the one and only Deshaun Elliott and the one and only Aaron Rodgers, all friendly. Why? Well, because apparently they're buddies. They are pals. And you could look at this and say, maybe they just took it. Who knows when it was taken? Who knows when they met? But they seem to be super friendly in this one. And if I've learned anything about Aaron Rodgers, because we have so much access to Aaron Rodgers, it is that he probably isn't cool with people calling him out and then just all of a sudden being cool, being friendly. So if I had to guess, Deshaun Elliott and Aaron knew what was going on the whole time, probably had a great laugh when Deshaun tweeted this out and said, leave his ass in the retirement home. Both of them probably had a good giggle, probably texted each other. I bet you Aaron probably wanted to like the comment when he saw it. And then everybody else freaked out. This was the best. This on top of the call-in show was the best way to start my Wednesday. I'm not going to lie. By 9:30 in the morning, I was ready. The day was complete. There was nothing left on my to-do list where I said, this will top what is happening right now. Because shout out to Deshaun Elliott. Only makes you love him more. Like this dude he is one of the ultimate trolls in a good way. And I love every second of it, dude. I love every second of it. He is my favorite person in the locker room. Sorry to many people, dude. Sorry to Calvin Austin, who's been on this show. Sorry to Cam Hayward, who's just a great dude. Sorry to Joey Porter. Sorry to Spencer Anderson. Sorry to any lineman who I have named in the past as my favorite person in the locker room. Deshaun Elliott, who I've spoken to twice, now holds that title. Shout out to Sean, man. Shout out to Sean.
You spoke him to him twice, but he's also liked multiple Instagram posts of us talking about him. We talked about this last week as well. It feels like he's a friend of the show. It feels like he's a friend of the show, and he's offering up some really much needed lighthearted news here in the middle of crazy quarterback season, which we'll get to. But we both said before the season even began, before he started being the best running mate that we've seen Minkah Fitzpatrick have in his time in Pittsburgh, we were all in on Deshaun Elliott. I mean, he endeared himself to the Steelers fan base from his very first press conference, whenever he pointed at the logo and said, that's why I signed here. And Mike Tomlin. And of course, there's people that are going to have something to say about that, but he just seemed like he was a good character. And the entire time that he's been on the Steelers, he's been one of the most fun guys to follow along with. So this is just another and probably the biggest feather in his cap for his off the field antics and being a positive light when it comes to Steelers news off the field.
Yeah, that's what we should be doing. That's what everybody should be doing, is taking a page out of Deshaun Elliott's book and saying, sometimes, man, let's just talk smack on our friends and have a good time, because it's hilarious. And that's what he did here. So shout out to Sean, man. Keep playing the villain. Keep doing it in a way where you're not an enemy. You're just hilarious and also very productive.